Well, welcome, good morning. Welcome back to another mussel fishing film. Whether it's going to be a film today or not, I don't know. The council, in their wisdom, and I thought they'd do this eventually, which is a real shame, have put up those two extra silver bollards, which means we can no longer get the boat next to the beach. But the problem is it doesn't mean we can't use our car really to tow it up. But I have got an idea. I'm going to have to give it a go, because otherwise we're never going to get out of Eastbourne ever again unless I find a new spot. So I'm solo today, which is another issue. If there's two of us or three of us, we might have been okay. But I'm going to have. The sea looks lovely. I'm going to definitely try and get out there. It's going to be a really tricky task, but the council won't stop me. I'm going to get this boat launched somehow. So I shall see you in a bit. Right. Well. No council beats me. The Polycraft 300 is being launched off an Eastbourne beach where they've tried to prevent us. Getting back is going to be interesting. If it stays calm all day, I'll be back on high water and it'll be a bit easier. But if it goes a bit rough and we end up at low tide, it's going to be awful getting it back home, but we'll make it work. I'll talk about the targets and all those bits and bobs later on and the tackle as we're heading out. But for now, I need to get this thing down there on my wands. Just like that. Right, we're out, we made it. As I say, single launch on a Polycraft really isn't difficult, but the retrieval is going to be hard. The plan today is a little bit, is subject to change. If the weather stays beautiful, we're going to go and head out for some turbot again, which is a long way out, but we're going to go out for some turbot, maybe some brill, hopefully a greater weaver, because that's a new species we can get for the year. So that'll be the sort of first part of the morning, probably. And then after that, it's going to be maybe doing some wrecks or reef fishing. Or on the other hand, we might go and anchor a wreck for conger. So there's lots of little ideas thrown in. And what will happen is we'll do whatever the conditions allow. I'm solo today, so I've got no one on board with me to help or to have fun with. It's just me and you. So we'll go and see what we can do. But what a beautiful morning for it so far. Well, we're out about, I don't know, I think about 5.5 miles. We've still got a good steam to go, to be honest, but I'm going to deviate my plan ever so slightly, and on the way we're going to stop off for some wrecks. The residual swell is really big today because it's just been an awful July and the beginning of August. The wind's been absolutely atrocious, and there's a lot of angry boat anglers out there who haven't been able to get out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that swell a little chance to settle down a bit. Whether it will or not, I don't know. It's meant to, the wind's nothing today really. It's actually meant to improve later. It's nothing now, but yeah, it's meant to be nice all day. Touch wood. God, shouldn't have said that, should I? Yeah, and then tomorrow is meant to be quite nice as well. So we have got a little weather front here. We're not just going out for a few hours. It's going to turn bad. Hopefully not. But yeah, I'm going to go and try a wreck first, just to see if we can pick up a nice big pollock or something, just before we go and try for them turbot. Yeah, let's go and give it a go. Okay, so we're out near where our wreck is. I've just set us up where I think it will drift over in a couple of minutes, but I've just turned the engine off. I'm going to let the boat do a drift on its own so I can work out exactly which way to go. The lures we're going to try today, Sidewinder very kindly sent out some of these beautiful things. The very new Glitter Kings. Absolutely beautiful things. Now the Candy King is actually one of my favourite lures, but these ones have added glitter. So more sparkle, more enticement, hopefully. So we're going to be using a sort of boom and shad setup. That's the plastic L-type boom with about a 8 to 10 ounce weight, depending on what we'll need. The tie's quite small, so we might get away with less. And then we're going to have around about 6 foot of fluorocarbon. Tie that on, get it to the bottom, and just keep winding it up. But yeah, I'm going to give this reckon a little bit of a go for maybe an hour, because turboting, I think we'll do it today. But I'm just going to assess the conditions a little bit, let it all just calm down, have a little, get my head into the game a little bit just by just doing a bit of lure fishing. It'd be nice to get a pollock or something before the day begins. But by all accounts, it's been very tricky out here the last few days. The commercial boys have struggled. The charter boys have also struggled a little bit. Don't get me wrong, they've had some nice fish, but not as many as they're used to. Yeah, it's just been hard fishing. So we're gonna give it a little go. But yeah, I'm gonna get some fluorocarbon on and give it a shot. Because I'm on my own today, filming is going to be a bit tricky, but I'm going to do a little bit more information about what I do and how I do things, because I normally miss that part out when I've got mates on board, because we're just having too much fun and we just want to both get fishing. So I'm going to spend a bit more time today just showing you a bit of things. So the reason why I've set up a drift, I'm going to take you down here to my fish finder. Now on this chart, you can see that's my little boat and that's my wreck marker. And now I set this drift up along here, so we can see that it's doing, we're going across. So what we need to do is we need to set the drift up more down here to drift over that wreck. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 goes to get it perfect, but persevere and it does get easier. I'll just quickly show you the actual setup, because I know I talked about it, but some people like to see it and not visualize it. So just a clip on there, sliding boom with a weight, and then I said that real long bit of fluorocarbon with that beautiful Glitter King lure. Look at that, lovely lure. Right, I'm going to try and set up this drift and give it a go for some pollock. Now a lot of anglers will know this, so please don't be offended. I'm just trying to help the guys out which don't necessarily do it very often. What you never ever want to do is steam over a wreck. Now what we mean by steam is we mean by powering through with the engine. You don't want the engine running over the wreck and scaring all the fish. I don't believe, so I'm just resetting my finder there. I don't believe it's a myth at all, actually. I do believe in it. So try and go around the wreck each time and each drift. So we're just going to try and set up our first proper drift now. As I say, it might take a couple of times, but yeah, the wreck's just to our port side. What I didn't realise is my iPhone I can put on aeroplane mode, and Navionics still works. The GPS still works on an iPhone, even in aeroplane mode, which is fantastic. We save a load of battery. I'm in low power mode now, so it keeps on. The screen keeps going off. Once you've got your drift line, all you've got to do is keep resetting it on your finder, keep going back to your fish finder, and just going back to the same track line. That's all you've got to do. Just bear in mind obviously the wind changes and things like that. Right, so we're set up for the first drift. Probably gonna just about clip the back end of it. Just coming over it now. Yeah, I can see it on the finder. So we've hit the wreck first time, just getting a different part of it, that's all. Also, they'll also be above them as well. So I like to turn 20 turns, 30 turns up sometimes. Depends on how quick your reel goes. Some reels are really fast retrieve, so you want to do it a bit slower, but in less turns obviously. Just 1 turn per wind is more. I'm just gonna drop back down again. Just coming off the side now. Just coming onto it. So it's quite a small tide today. We're not even running at about a knot, so it's not you know, we haven't got loads of tide, but definitely give this 5 or 6 drifts. It's a massive wreck, this one. I thought, I can see it right coming into the finder now. I thought the wreck was the smaller one. It turns out it's one of the larger ones. In fact, it's probably one of the largest ones around here. Right, we're right over the wreck now. I can see it on my fish finder. I'm going to drop back down, touch bottom, and then just run straight back up. great to get a large pollock or something quickly. Right, second drift. Let's see how we get on. It's going to be a lovely day today, I think. First day in such a long time, it's actually going to be nice. Oh, that was a tap. Just coming up to the wreck now. Just drop it back down again. Just got to remember, it sits really high, so as soon as it hits the deck, I've got to get it up. Otherwise, we'll have another lost lure. You know, you think how big a ship is, you know, if you've ever gone up to the shipping lanes or on a ferry, for some of these ships are that sort of size, you know, they sit really high up. Oh, there's a bite, we're fish on, Yep, not a bad fish, guys, got a fish on. Let's have a little look. Oh, has she just come off? I think she might have come off. I'm just gonna keep winding though, just in case. No, it might still be there. No, she's still there, gotta keep going. Might be a wrasse, maybe. Sorry, I can't turn the camera angle around, I just want to get this fish in. It's a bass, There we go, fantastic. Well, if there's one fish here, there'll be more. That was on the second drift that I set up. Oh, not massive, but not a bad size. There you go. On that sidewinder lure as well. Excellent. That's exciting. Right, we'll see if that one goes back and try again. Right, so depending on how this one goes, this might be possibly our last wreck we try for the morning, and I might go out to them Turbot banks because they are quite a way out. We've still got another 4 or 5 miles to go, so might just be an idea to get out there and start fishing for them really. Otherwise I'll get sidetracked wrecking all day long, and I could go wrecking later if I really wanted to. Pretty much got all day, so that's good. We're off the wreck. I think we got all our gear as well, thank goodness. Very, very snaggy wreck, this one. Right, as I said, it was last drift. I'm going to go turboting. I'm going to try and get a brill because I really, really want one. Try and get a turbot, and if I can, I want to grate a Weever as well. So we're going to go out there. It's only 3 miles away. This boat's nice and quick. We're also light today. We've not got a second person on board, so actually you can handle the weather a little bit more because it sits on top of the water a bit better. Right, let's go and try for a turbot. Further out we go. Solo. Well, we're very nearly approaching the banks that I'm going to fish today. You can drift these for quite a long time. You get about a 20-minute drift on them, which is great. I've got a little bit of frozen bait, but ideally we're getting some fresh. So I'll drop a couple of turbot rods down with me frozen bait and me cut up bait, and then we've got to get some mackerel rods down to try and pick up some mackerel. They go massive out here. We're a long old way out for a little boat with a man of his own, but you've got to judge it by experience and your confidence, and just not be cocky or arrogant though, because that's how problems happen. Right, very nearly here. I'll talk you through rigs and stuff in a bit. Right, so turbot fishing, very, very similar setup to wrecking actually, but instead of a lure on the end of a bit of fluorocarbon, we have a bit of bait like that. I've got catfish hook there, I really like those. You can also use the Cox and Roll circle hooks, they're also very good. Or 6 Aberdeen hooks, all those patterns work fine. And you just clip it on the end of your boom, so your boom's like that, nice big weight, and a bit of bait. So we're ready to get a rod down. Now, when you're turboting, your bait needs to be on the bottom. So let your bait go down, and when it hits the bottom, there's a little trick that you can do, and I was taught this by Ben. I mean, it's an obvious trick, but not everyone will do it. and it kind of just ensures that your bait was bang on the deck, because if it's not bang on the deck, you ain't catching turbot. Right, that's on the bottom. Lift it above your head, so you've got about 5 to 6 foot of line, and then let it go. Your line should be slack in the water at this point, and then you know that your bait is on the bottom. And then just engage it, put it in your rod holder, and wait. And every so often, 5–10 minutes, just do that again. Lift your arm up, obviously free spool, lift your arm up so you let line out, lock it, drop it back again. So that's what you want to do. Right, our first bite. So I'm just going to lift into it. Yep, fish on. Fish on. Now with a turbot or a brill, really important to keep winding. Now it might just be a dogfish, but it does feel quite heavy. Might just be a dogfish, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a fish on there. It's a fantastic bite. I just lifted out the holder and felt it. Wouldn't it be fantastic to get target and turbot already? So yeah, just a constant wind. Sort of going light, heavy, which means it could be something. I am caught up with my other line, that's the only thing. So I'm hoping, not just the other line, but it feels very, very heavy, guys. Yeah, there's a fish on here. There's a fish on here. Just hoping my other line doesn't interfere too much. I'm not going to worry too much. What is that? Is it a taupe or is it a taupe? Oh dear. Well, that could be a thing to come, couldn't it? Mr. Taupe. Oh. Calm down, mate. That was why it's such a good bite. But it just shows the hooks are doing a good job. I've actually got a lot of taupe rigs on me today, so if they do cause us a nuisance, then pop that out. They will bleed a little bit, unfortunately. They've got some of their mouths which just, oh dear. Well, it's not target, guys, but trust me, to pick up a taupe. How funny. Lovely fish though. But yeah, we'll get that one back. That's not what we're after. Thank you. Well, the rod just went hooping over the mackerel rod. I'd be very surprised if these were mackerel, guys. Very, very surprised. It doesn't feel like mackerel. I think what's probably happened here is there was mackerel on and something's picked it up straight away. And I don't know, there might be. Yeah, there's definitely some mackerel on it. There might just be big jumbos. But that'd be great, because that'll be some fresh bait, which is exactly what we needed. So the plan is going into action, which is good. Let's have a little look. Oh dear. Long way down with a bad reel is not a good idea. Need to get some new reels, really. Need to get some nice pens, slammers or something. What we got here? No, it's greater weaver. Yes, it's another species. Fantastic. I'm gonna try and get him on. Yes, it's the species I wanted. Yes. We'll be very careful because they do sting. But we've got a greater weaver, another species, which is what we came out here for. Get in. Oh, I'm going to be really careful because that could ruin my day if it stings me. So I'll get back to you in a second. Right, that, boys and girls, is a greater weaver. Now there's a lesser sand weaver and they're a bit smaller, but these grow quite big. Now I've had to put it on a hook because I cannot find my pliers for love nor money. There's a black little dorsal fin which they can really sting you with. Now, try and hold it up here for you. But I've got to be careful because I'm on my own. If I get stung, it could be really, it'd be really dangerous for me. Right, there you go. See that dorsal? That will sting you and that will hurt. So keep that away from you. Don't let it touch you. But that's the species I was after out on these sandbanks. I've got Mr. Seal behind me. Just noticed a bite on there. I need to get my other taupe rod out as well, but there we go. Excellent. Right, I'm gonna get that quite big fella back actually. And yeah, fantastic, get in. Well, I'll tell you something, these banks are alive this morning. I've got a bite on here and a bite on there. Let's have a little pick this one up. When you're sort of doing this sort of drift turboting fishing, I pick the rod up, put it low to the water. There's a good bite there. And all you've got to do is lift into it. You don't strike, you just lift into it and wind. Let's have a little, I was just about to put a fur rod out, but I don't think I need to. Just having a little feel. Sometimes if you let off 3 or 4 foot of line, like that, they chase it. So I'll put that one back in the holder. See if it comes back. Luckily, I saved all my turbot bait from last time. I always put it in the freezer just in case, you know, you come out here and you can't get any. It's better to have old stuff than none. We should pick up some fresh bait hopefully anyway soon. If we're struggling for fresh bait, I might just have to put two mackerel rods out, which would probably be more beneficial for me at the moment instead of putting 3 turbot rods out. But guys who watch the channel know me well. Right, let's check this one because it keeps knocking. Yeah, there's a fish on there. Let's have a little look. Is he on though? That's the question. I don't think he's on. Gonna wind in and check though, because it's old bait, so the mackerel might be very soft. It will come off quite easily. I'm actually, scad is a different type of mackerel. It's called a horse mackerel, and scad is the same name. I'm actually quite a big fan of that for turbot because it's a bit tougher and it's still got a lot of oil in it. We've got a nice seal behind us, absolutely massive. Hope you don't come on my boat. Might be a fish on here, might be. Might just be a small dogfish, but we'll see. Or a Gurnard, something like that. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, well, there we go. Tub Gurnard. That is why it pays to check. I thought there was something there, having a bit of a knock. Tub Gurnard, absolutely beautiful fish. Look at the colours on there, absolutely stunning. They crawl along the seabed. They've got these little tusps there. I call them little feet. There's like 3 little feet under their wings and they just glide. If you ever watched an underwater film, look at that, beautiful colours. Yeah, an underwater film with them, with how they go. They're incredible. Amazing eating as well. Gonna get a nice photo of him and get him back. So we've had taupe, bass, greater weaver, tub Gurnard, 4 species. Ah, now this feels more like fresh bait. Got to get it up here before the damn seal gets me. Hence why I'm winding faster than I usually would. Where is that seal? Oh, he's behind me. So hopefully he'll let me get my mackerel in. I'll feed him the dead stuff, but I'm not feeding him my nice fresh mackerel that I need. Oh, as they popped off, oh my goodness, it's another greater weaver, but Jesus. I mean, that is monstrous. That is a huge fish for a greater weaver. I'm gonna get that straight back down again. Get those feathers back down. I'll sort him out in a minute. Wow. Easy living. This is Mrs. Mussels. Please transfer to channel 06, please. That is 06. Over.
06.
Look at that one. Absolutely big. Oh, finally some fresh bait and a nice red Gurnard. I'll tell you something, I wanted a greater weaver, but what I didn't want was loads of them. So we've had 2 so far, but that one was colossal. Luckily I picked it up and just flung it off, but 1 mackerel, that's great for fresh bait. And another species for the day as well, which is a red Gurnard this time. Similar looking to a tub, but yeah, redder in colour, and they don't have that nice blue sort of fin variation, but there you go. Nice little red Gurnard. Lovely fish. Got some bites on the back there, so we're going to check them out now. Right, let's finish you off. Sorry, my friend. Pop him in there for a second. Get the feathers back down. And check that one out. I've ran a lot longer drift on this. I need to even check where I am. I don't even know if I'm on SandBanks anymore. but I must be on some sort of sand because that's where the Gurnards like to live. But ideally, we want a turbot or a brill. Let's have a little look. This one's been having a few knocks and nibbles. Yeah, fish on, fish on. Again, I'm just going to keep winding, just in case it's that turbot. It feels like a nice fish though, it might be another tope. Just hoping it's not gone through my other line like it did last time. I don't think it has. But yeah, another fish on, another fish on. Turning out to be a lovely day today. It was always meant to, and yeah, this is what we want. This is a bit more like August. Let's have a look. Nice target! It's target, boys and girls! Way! It is a turbot! It's a turbot! Not a bad one either! Not a bad one! Wow! Look at that, guys. That is a beautiful turbot. Come out here on my own, 10 miles, just stopping short of the shipping lanes. Beautiful turbot, look at that. It's exactly what we were after. Where's that sun? There it is. Look at that, guys. What a stunning, stunning turbot. Absolutely annihilated the hook. Got to go down and retrieve it. I should stop this video because I'm on 3% battery and I want it to save. Absolutely huge mouths. That's why a 6.0 hook and a bit of mackerel. It's no match for it. Amazing. I'll get a nice photo and yeah, we'll get that one back. It's 41 centimeters, so it is legal size, but we're going to put him back for another day. Just going to see if he goes, because unfortunately, where he's taken that hook, he's really taken his gills in. Now, if he doesn't go, we'll take him because he's legal, but yeah, he's unfortunately, yeah, we'll keep him. Fortunately, where the hook had been just annihilated, it obviously caught his gills on the way up, but he's legal size, so we'll keep him. Nothing wrong with taking 1 or 2 fish. Put in a lot of effort. Right, we've got another bite on the feathers. See if we, hopefully it hooked itself. Let's see. It's not what we're after. Another red Gurnard. There you go. Well, I was just setting up that other turbot rod because we did get in a bit of a tangle. Feathers have gone off, so we'll see what they are. Hopefully a few more mackerel. Feel a bit more mackerel-y this time, but the Gurnards can fight quite hard, to be honest, as well. They can fool you into a false sense of security, and you think they're mackerel, and yeah, they turn out to be Gurnards. You will get a lot of Gurnards on this sort of sand, mind you. Let's have a look. Yeah, another Gurnard. Another red one. Mackerel are really thin on the ground this year. Oh, very thin on the ground. A lot of people have reported finding it hard to find them, you know. Fortunately, them factory trawlers don't do any good. Technology is just too good these days. You know, they're looking at a shoal and they're ring netting them, and they're getting in hundreds of tons of mackerel, sometimes thousands when they go over to Norway. So the big factory plants over there, they collect them on the North Sea, go straight over to Norway normally. Big factory plants take the mackerel and then they all get shipped off to Asia for sushi and stuff like that. They eat a lot of fish in Asia, as everyone knows. Right, let's get this other bait down there, and I might set up another rod for turbot. We'll see, but we'll set this one down there and see what we can do. Sorry, you'll see me without my life jacket off. Do not do this if you don't have to, but I have to take mine off to go for a wee. So I've done my wee, about to get my life jacket on, and then this rattled off. Another red Gurnard, so it's not too exciting, but biggest one of the day. They're massive eyes, absolutely huge. Yeah, cool fish. See you later, mate. It can be really tempting to take your life jacket off, take your dry suit off, get some sun. If you're on a small boat like this, or a sib, don't take your life jacket off. It's just not worth risking. If you want to catch the sun, go and do it in your garden. Or on a bigger boat, which you can more safely take it off. I personally don't advise to ever take these off. I always keep mine on. With on my own as well, I have a PLB, and then this radio here goes onto the latch here. So if I went in, that PLB will send an emergency signal to the satellites in the sky, and it will send a search and rescue team out to me, to my location, without me even talking. And then I've got this radio to tell them where I am, what the situation is, and to put in the mayday call. So if you're on your own and go a lot of fishing, even if you're not on your own, to be honest, these are worth their weight in gold. And I will have to buy another one soon because the battery's running out in a month or two on it. But for 350 quid, that for 5-6 years, it's a game changer, guys. Do please, if you can afford it and you can get one, get a PLB. They're great. Right, so we've reset our drift, and just had a little tub going, and it just popped off as well, about to bring it on. One rod's down already, but I was just filleting up that fresh mackerel we caught, and they're what you got to do. That is a turbot bait, and you just nip it through the hook once, and that's it. Drop it down. Just fillet the mackerel as you would. Fillet one side all the way down, fillet the other side all the way down. Chop off that little bit of belly flat running down the middle. That's one bait. Chop it right down the centre of the bone, and that's another 2 baits. So should give you 6 baits per mackerel, really, if you do it right. Just checking this red rod over here. So it's had a few little knocks, but first time I've wound it up, so it's hard to tell if there's a fish on or not, because I don't know how the rod reacts with the weight I'm using. I think there is a fish on though. It's kind of fighting like a turbot. Heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light. We have got a fish on, but it's not a turbot. It's another greater weaver. Oh, goodness me. Ah! Greater weaver again. Not what I wanted. I'll get that one flinged in. Right, feathers have gone off like crazy, and it feels very heavy. Very, very heavy. Don't think I picked up any lines either. It's literally just touched the deck. Might just be a whole string of mackerel feeling heavy, but I need them. Just had to scad, but it's a couple of diving runs. It's really odd. Maybe they're just a couple of big jumbos. Let's have a look. Get up top in a minute. Yeah, still doing some diving runs. I reckon it's going to be a whole string. Oh no, it's another taupe, I think. There's a bass! It's a bass! What on earth? There we go. Told you it was fighting weirdly. Second bass of the day. Calm down, mate. You can go back. I've already got one. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Please don't ruin my feathers. I need these. I need these. Thank you, mate. Just on the feathers. It felt a weird fight. It felt boom, 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 and I thought that's why I turned the camera on, because I thought this isn't just mackerel or scad. This might be something a bit more interesting, but there you go. Another little bass. We'll get that one back. He was angry. Whew. Coming up to slack water now, so I'm just deciding what the plan of the afternoon is. I've had a nice toilet in my boat. For those of you that know what it's like doing that in a small boat, it was delightful. Second time I've had to do it, but it meant staying out here and fishing, so that's fine. Right, let's get that to the back of the bottom again, and see if we can pick up some mackerel or scad, not a bass. I'm winding these 2 rods as well, because they've been out for a while. Right, there's another fish here, which I don't think is a mackerel. Look at that, ding, 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 ding. Not been able to wind up constantly like before. Look at that, bang, 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 bang. If this is a whole stringer mackerel, I'll understand why it's done it, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be a mackerel, but I might be wrong. I think it's doing what a bass normally does. Strange, they're just sitting on the sand today. No features here apart from sandbars. I guess they do feed on the launch and stuff like that. Maybe inshore, there's nothing good for them. Let's have a look. Oh, that's done some dives, look at that. Oh, what is it? Yeah, some, whoa, my God. Look at that mackerel. No wonder. No wonder. That felt like a bass. That is and please don't get me wrong, I'm not excited by it. But it is a PB mackerel. He's done me feathers in, obviously. What? That is crazy. Flippin' heck. That, honestly, that's huge. That's like an albacore size. That is absolutely gigantic. Got two there, so that's really good. Good baits. I'm gonna get these feathers sorted and try and get them back down there. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The boat we're using is a Polycraft 300 Tuffy. If you get any messages about the funny rig that I've got, but it's a fantastic rig, pretty awesome, gets us everywhere. Yeah, it's got a lot of advantages to a normal boat actually. We've got a Mariner 20 horsepower, 4-stroke on there. And yeah, if you've got any questions about any of the gear we use, please do ask. It's absolutely fine. I always will respond. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video as well, and obviously leave a comment. Thank you very much and have a lovely week. Take care.